suppose like we land and get off the birds,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Like where we can,
They will
and
hop nervously.
try to orientate ourselves, sort of find out where.
Yeah.
I suppose we could tell them that they like. I don't imagine we're going to flee from this place, right?
No.
No. So we could tell the birds that they could either, like, go help outside in some way, or if they can't themselves to do that, then they can like wait on a nearby place.
What do you mean we are not going to flee from this place?
We're gonna
I
fight.
mean, having a plan B at least would not be terrible if the birds could stick around at least for a bit.
All right. Sure.
They can hop after you.
I mean, might not be able to kill every single undead here.
Maybe not.
We might have to escape at some point.
Maybe, like, keep safe, keep watch, see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Bird watch.
So, where do we head?
Well, villains generally have like a tendency to have very grandiose places, right? So whatever is like the grand hall with the throne in it, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe the orb is like emitting like almost palpable magic that some of the more spellcasting like sensitive people could actually like pinpoint.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. But yeah, I could try to try to just sense the direction of the artifact.
Okay. How would Aranas go about doing that? How would you build a skill check for trying to sense the magical emanations from the Orb of Storms?
It would be basically, as these artifacts have quite the sort of aura and quite the almost, I mean, quite the strong personality as well. That's probably being exercised as it's being used. As such, he would simply try to figure out in which direction, like this pressure is strongest coming from, thereby trying to sort of locate in which direction the orb would be.
Okay.
I would do that probably by trying to sense the magic in the air, which would be a wisdom check, probably.
Sure, you can attempt that.
Using my my warden background.
Okay.
All right.
Aranas is completely overwhelmed by so many magical influences surrounding this castle. There's so much, whether it's wizard magic or sorcerer magic or clerical magic, there's too many magical influences here that it almost creates a sensory overload within Aranas. That being said, he is able to get a great sense of overwhelming, like, magical force coming from atop of Jasmine's head.
Lashes out with the tooth. He will shake his head at Aurelia.
I guess we have to do it the old way and simply look around.
Aurelia frowns, saying, "There's too much magical interference here, even for me. But should we rush into the hallways, we might be able to get some sense of where the fighting's been concentrated. If anyone has come here looking for the Orb of Storms, which, judging by all of these elves, the Elf Queen might have tried, then they might have a sense of where it is."
As good a plan as any.
Even though they won't appreciate us taking the orb to a different place, but they don't have to know
seeming
that.
how the battle goes, that they would appreciate a victory, first and foremost. Let us move.
The battling between dining rooms and apothecaries and hallways and statue rooms and art galleries is going horrific for any living creature. Zombies and skeletons and worse are rising, coming from the walls, and sending dwarves and basically priests and paladins and elves scattering and screaming. There's not enough to present a direct challenge to your characters, given their level and powers. Any skeletons that do try are, ancient archers and black amber skeletal legionnaires that are, while they were a challenge to you 40 sessions ago, are not so true this time. From the lips of high elven wizards, or dark elf archers, or even some harried dwarves, they will give you some semblance of direction where it seems that both Solana herself, along with High Observer Tarin Hayroth, have made a beeline for atop one of the specific spires. Both of them had apparently targeted that. You get some semblance of the fighting that has taken place outside. It was a massive joint attack from forces that the order of Tarin Hayroth, having brought from the south, along with a great number of elves, to shatter the stone wall and raid Prince Zarza's domain. But it seems either they vastly overestimated themselves or vastly underestimated just how many undead are actually here. The entire aura of this castle is necrotic. It exudes malevolence, pain, similar to what you felt whenever you journeyed beneath Axis, hunting the undead malignancy that grew there. It fuels the undead and seems to raise them just a short amount of time after living people fall. Friends and loved ones have had to kill their mortally wounded brethren just to ensure that they didn't come back to fight them. It has created a great deal of panic and shattered a number of emotions and minds.
As long as each cleric takes down 2 things with him, I suppose.
Entering an inner sanctum of sorts, as you rush up spiral staircases choked with bodies and gore, the air temperature adjusts more noticeably. It's even colder in this particular spire. You can see the breath emanating from your lips as you hurry up these winding passageways. It's so cold. Geráck has a flashback to being next to the Frostfist. Down one hallway, the red carpet seems to almost match the new gore draperies and coatings that have been plastered onto the marble walls and floor. It actually ends up being Geráck, though, again, whom, at the end of this long hallway, one in particular, marble, there is a wide... Well, there used to be a grand door there, but it's been blasted open. Geráck, you can hear low voices coming from out of this massive, wide room, though you would have to stop to listen properly.
Right. Geráck will stop then and hold up a hand basically to tell the others to stop behind him.
Sure. Aranas will drink his mind rot potion now.
Okay.
What did that do again?
This day, the next death save I take is automatically a success. But after that save is made, I get a -1 penalty to MD for until the next full rest.
Right.
I'm a cleric. I'm just thinking I'm going to be a target here, and
Sure.
You guys can't heal me. So,
I can, but
well, yeah, but not as easily anyway.
No.
So I'm just thinking I might use it now and have that effect.
sure.
Geráck, Goger, why don't you make me an attempt to listen more closely down these narrow hallways. You are the only person who can pinpoint these voices, but unless you want to get even closer, trying to make sense out of the words would take a more precise check.
Alright. Geráck would then take off his helmet in order to be able to listen better. But
Okay.
What kind of skill check would that be?
Well, you were attempting to make sense out of what you assume are voices coming from this, basically, from one large room.
Alright. Let's see. Then, as an heir to Croc and Keep, he has many times sort of eavesdropped on his parents talking and other nobles conspiring against their house and whatnot, and has so been used to listening in on other conversations and making sense of mumbles and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yep.
Go for it.
And what modifier would it be? Like
Wisdom modifier.
wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
You hear an arrogant, patrician voice, though the arrogance has greatly diminished and it is heavily framed with concern. Your poison, my love, one of those damn elves must have gotten. I can't get it out. And you hear a familiar voice, although it is one heavily laced with pain, as that of Leon, saying, "It is no matter, my love. You should, a prince should be able to bring me back. Just, ensure that no one manages to touch the orb."
it is Leon, and he's talking to someone he calls my love.
Seems like we should burst in and disturb them then.
We should.
We do have time to. We do have time to now. Sort of. I mean, they're talking. We could
Prepare.
maybe
Buff
like.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think it's necessary. I've got nothing to buff.
I have an oil.
All right, let's
to
go
use.
then. Fine, let's do it.
Okay.
Right.
I will describe the room that you folks will slowly be, well, not slowly, but quickly be entering. But I will perhaps give
It's a
some detail.
nonchalant walk. A stroll, if you will.
I would like to apply
Stroll.
my elemental holy oil dot to my hammer.
Okay. Sure, you can do that. It's a quick action.
Yep.
I'm going to give you folks 10 more seconds to decide whether you want to do anything else.
No.
I will do the same as Goger did.
Okay. That's all then. As you folks, give me a formation order for how you folks will be going front to back then as you're charging.
Well, me first.
Okay.
Obviously. I'll go after.
I'll beat the middle.
Then we'll have like Tempus.
There we go.
Alright. This will be a 2x2, so you folks can branch off into 2x2.
All right.
Alright, as the six of you rush, and I will describe what you see as you're charging into a gore-caked, lengthy hall, which takes you into a grander room. And I will describe the room pieces by pieces. Oh, the pieces already there should be able to tell a story all of their own. From the windows, reflecting malevolent light flickering outside, to a lengthy case of books and potions and scrolls along one of the walls, to bodies and gore and bones splattered and shattered, to a frost brazier over in this corner where the half-slumped body of the lion, Leon Melkor, is resting, heavily wounded, bleeding severely. The concerned face of an individual you have seen hover around him for some time, along with a massive lion who does quickly swivel its head. As you charge here, though, while they will not have an opportunity to act during this surprise round, there are two individuals who did hear you and will immediately pounce. From the ceiling onto which they were gripped, they are the only two viable ones for the surprise round, as everyone else.
So like we get to pick one guy and then.
No, you aren't surprised. They are the only two. They're the ones surprising you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did not identify their location.
The dragons did hear you, and you folks just ran right into the room, and they are pouncing on you from the ceiling. Before Leon or Ursilia or the lion get to react, or before actually any of you who would have otherwise have surprised that group in the back, the dragons roar to life. I suppose I will roll their initiatives for them anyway and determine which one of them... Okay. I suppose Baliarth wins that, and then because the other Blizzard Dragons, the other qualifiable target, they will both act. Let me switch to their section in the book accordingly. There we go. That's what they do. And swap to that accordingly. That's on that page, because I want to have those rules up. Hurrah! And the crows, of course, have been hopping like behind you as you did want them to like follow along.
Maybe sit this one out.
They are not interested in overly engaging, though. No, they are not. All right. Well, as surprised as you are, perhaps they end up choosing favorable targets of a sort. These lines determine where different sections of the room are. It is a massive hallway, which just goes to show that this thing and the ritual, spinning with archaic energies, concentric, basically spheres, is massive. The two Blizzard Dragons actually do end up picking perhaps favorable targets. Geráck and Aranas. This Blizzard Dragon will attempt to bite down at Geráck with claws as it pounces from the ceiling, getting 2 attacks to do so. That is the first attack.
Right.
That is a natural 16+, so before resolving its second attack, it gets to make a Blizzard Breath attack as a free action, which will target every nearby enemy.
Oh.
So this will go against Geráck.
Miss.
This will go against Aurelia. Nope.
Miss.
I'll have to keep track of how many odds that are for the dragon. Okay, this is against Aurelia. That will hit Aurelia. Have to factor in her damage. This is against Aranas.
That'll hit.
This is against Tempus. That will miss Tempus. And this is against Jasmine.
Yes.
That means that you'll take 40 cold damage and initially 20 ongoing cold damage. That will reduce itself to 10. And those were 2 odd results from him, so the dragon itself will take 10 damage. As the massive sheath of Blizzard Breath coats the entire group. He'll then make his second claw attack against Geráck. And miss. The second dragon will attack Aranas. Same attack, 2 attacks, claws and bite. These are the claws. That is a definite miss against Aranas. This is the bite. That is also a miss against Aranas.
Yep.
That are the ends of the surprise round as the dragons laying in wait launch themselves from the ceiling, catching this group up here in surprise as they're not noticing, and you folks. Geráck, of course, warning about Leon and someone he was talking to.
Yep.
That takes us to initiative proper that you folks can roll for.
Oh.
Nat 20.
2, really?
And
Get
of
out of
course,
my
I maxed out
face,
trains.
Nerve.
I maxed out my train stunt though, so.
Alas, Babylon. I'll roll for Tempus. Give me the button here. Good work, Tempus.
Doing a great job.
Have to roll for Leon. Herp. Have to roll for Cilia. Herp. Have to roll... No. When does the lion act? Need to check this. Okay, it acts before. Okay. In that case, set you... No, it's your initiative, Leon. And the escalation die goes in at the end. Damn it, Ursilia. What's your modifier to initiative? That's trash, Ursilia. What the hell?
She's distracted.
I guess so. It actually ends up being Leon here, after the surprise, who sighs and weakly lifts Hexenblade. He is severely wounded, blood oozing out of his body, and it definitely looks like he is taking ongoing damage. Weakly, though, he will move to this square and lift his hands and throw down one of the few dailies he still has, and the only daily that can target faraway enemies, as globes of light, energy, form around Hexenblade, and are launched. This will be against the 3 people that he knows. This will go against Geráck. It's 128 points of force damage.
I hope that dragon's not lucky.
As the bolt of force absolutely just crushes through Geráck's plate mail, like bending the metal into his chest.
Should have used that buffing that lets enemies not.
Well, he couldn't yet.
I have to use a quick action.
Alright.
This is against Aurelia, of course, who has her ninja powers.
Right, let's try to swat that missile of pure force all the way. Yep. Would it also be considered an attack that targets multiple people?
It definitely is an attack that is targeting multiple people.
Alright, then I'll take a quarter.
Yes, you take 16 points of damage. And this is actually against Tempus. Leon is in no time for talking right now. That will just hit Tempus.
And he has no momentum yet, so...
It's like, oi, Lee. Oh, crap.
Hey, you guys were right. Here is...
So, how are things?
That brings him down to 66 hit points. Oof.
Leon will take his gaunt damage. He cannot save against it. Jasmine.
So... You want me to shoot at Leon, or do you want me to shoot at the dragons?
Leon, maybe?
Why not take him down, right?
I suppose, yeah. Jasmine's going to then try firing her bow over at Leon the Lion.
Okay. What irony this might be. Well, not irony, but,
There is a part of me that regrets the words I just said.
Metagame irony.
Yes. The curious nature of it all.
Go ahead, dog. Kill yourself.
Those are not words I want to be hearing. I will also go ahead and activate my heraldic armor to summon my illusionary eagle for that +1 damage.
Okay.
Till the end of battle.
That misses.
That misses. That is a odd roll. I cannot trigger that. Nope. Well.
So heavily destabilized, though, he nevertheless reels, trying, barely succeeding to swat the arrow out of the air. Anything else you want to do?
I've done that. I think I'm just going to take my damage health.
Okay.
And then, I guess, save against my damage.
Alright. Go for it. It's a normal save. You succeed.
Woo! Ow, that hurt.
Balliar's turn. What did he roll on initiative? That was a natural 20 for him. Nicely done. Balliarf the Warm, the Blizzard Dragon, will use his continuous breath power, and rather than making a normal attack, will chain a weakened Blizzard Breath at all of you. This will not deal any miss damage. Not that it had any... Wait a second.
Miss damage to begin with.
Why does the ability say... Let me check. What did I do wrong? Natural... Okay, so it won't deal any damage to him. Neat!
It's really a better version.
Yes, Blizzard Breath doesn't deal miss damage to the dragon when used as a standard action. Okay, I just worded that oddly in the macro. Okay! So instead of him just getting to chain to this for free, using Claws and Bite. He'll just use this normally. And go through the list again. This is against Geráck. Nothing happens to you.
Good.
This is against Aurelia.
Well, that's a ranged attack that targets multiple people and PD.
Yes, it sure is.
But that would hit. Let's see. Nope, I'll only take half.
Okay, 10 cold damage and 2 ongoing cold damage. Oh boy.
No!
This is against Priestess Aurelia. That misses her only just. This is against Aranas.
That hits.
That is not a natural 18+. This is against Tempus. That misses. This is against Jasmine.
That hits, barely.
Okay. 20 cold damage and 5 ongoing. The dragon will do nothing else with his move action or anything. Going to the other Blitz Dragon, who rolled a 19 on initiative. He will attempt to claw and bite at Aranas. She is not in the initiative. You are correct. I forgot to roll her.
Miv, you go down there.
Well, Aurelia will have act, suppose, after this dragon for this turn.
She was dazed slightly.
She was confused, yes. That is a miss against Aranas. This will be the second attack. That will also miss Aranas. That will be the other dragon's turn. Priestess Aurelia will step up next to this dragon. A sheath of flame will form around her hands as she attempts to punch Balliarth the Worm.
Badass.
2 attacks. Yep, that definitely hits. And the second one? That definitely hits as well. This dragon screeches in pain as part of it begins to melt. One of those was an even hit or miss. So he'll take extra damage and she'll take damage too. Okay, that takes that. And she will take 8 points of damage, plus an extra 5 because of her ongoing that she will now make a save against and succeed. That ends her turn. Now we go back to the normal initiative, Tempus.
Well, he got hurt like hell from that single hit.
Leon is currently far away from the group, Aurelia, and the lion, who also didn't act, so I suppose I'll put him in the same branch as fucking Aurelia. Go ahead, Tempus.
Sure.
Get that one maybe, or
Sure. I hope you can heal him,
maybe.
because he's not doing that good, actually. He doesn't have that much health.
Why does he have so little health?
I don't... Probably because his token's not updated properly, but I don't have his sheet. As I suppose he will move up and... Bleeding strike the ice?
Bleed the ice.
Okay.
I don't know how this works, but it works.
Go for it.
Water.
Maybe there's water inside.
Guess we'll see.
Just gonna start leaking.
No.
No.
Alright, he'll take damage equal to the level, though, which is 8. Anything else?
I don't think he has anything else.
Alright, the lion is supposed to act before Leon does. The lion will actually move up to here and basically try to intercept anyone who is going to try and engage Leon. And arrange that accordingly. Aurelia!
Well, Aurelia has her target right in front of her, so that's good. But she will take a glance over at Leon in the back there and basically shout at him, "Leon, listen!" And then she'll turn to Aurelia, kind of, what was it, that thing you kept saying?
Aurelia, looks a glance over at Aurelia. She doesn't remember. She doesn't know what you're talking about.
That whole, no matter how wicked you are.
Oh, that.
Give the speech.
The speech. Give a speech.
Great time.
No matter how deep their depravity or grotesque their form, any wretch may with hard work attain redemption.
Oh, Hopefully Leon heard that, as Aurelia will punch a dragon, because that's a good thing to do.
Which dragon would you like to go punch?
Let's go for the one on the right.
Okay.
This one.
Sure.
Also, for elemental oils, does it replace the other damage type the attack would normally do? Or does it, like, count as both?
I looked into this after we had a discussion with, like, Goger, with, like, him, like, using stuff against the Frost Fist. And initially it was not like basically like an added on to thing. I looked at the rule set, and it seems that multiple elemental damage types can stack. So you will deal, unless something says it replaces everything, you will deal, like, say, cold holy damage, or lightning thunder damage, or it builds on top of each other.
Alright.
Fire ice damage.
That is excellent, because then Aurelia will attack with a Rising Phoenix Fist, a flame-charged punch against this frozen dragon.
Okay.
That's a natural 2, so let's try that again.
Okay.
That's better.
Does manage to hit the dragon, yes. It is
That is
vulnerable.
versus PD, not AC,
Yes.
if that matters.
It
Okay.
hits.
Reading him? Is that a thing you do still?
Yes.
Okay.
So he takes another 26, which I believe would count as physical if that matters.
It does not seem to matter. It
Good.
takes full damage.
Vulnerability is like crit, I think.
Yes, vulnerability is... It does not have any resistance, at least to those damage types.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you'd like to try and do?
I would like to save against my 2 ongoing, and that'll be that.
Okay, you can take your 2 ongoing. Fucking get it. No.
Fuck.
Aranas, it is your turn.
Man, it'd be great if I could not be engaged for this dragon right now.
Yeah, good play to disengage, but
Yes, I am certainly going to try to disengage.
Okay. That is actually a failure, and you will take 12 points of damage.
That's a bad idea then.
bastard.
The dragon, it seems, as you attempt to go away, quick with nimble reflexes, reacts, and catches you in its claws and pulls you right back to it.
Nope.
So I can't go away, or I can't safely disengage.
That 12 is not successful. It's harder for
Okay.
you to disengage from this creature.
Maybe a 16.
Alright then. Potentially. But that means I can't use my awesome healing.
And also, you take 5 points of additional cold damage because this creature is wreathed in snow and cold. And you started this turn engaged with the Blizzard Dragon.
That is true as well. So I can't heal everyone as I'd planned.
That's
I'm going to heal like a guy. Then.
Yes, your move action is gone.
So,